paper 10, came off the bench. I get it in, I get it in, I get it in. And for my wins, I need my ends. This life is real, can't play pretend. Came off the bench, I get it in, I get it in, I get it in. I'm on my job, I get it done, but you should know that. Shine like a sun, a 101, you should know that. I get the front and in the back, you should know that. No need to stun, it's never cap, you should know that. All I know, 10 toes, never fold, bang roll, on the go, ice wall, ice wall, ice wall. Came for my wins, I need my ends. This life is real, can't play pretend. Came off the bench, I get it in, I get it in, I get it in. Came for my wins, I need my ends. This life is real, can't play pretend. Came off the bench, I get it in, I get it in, I get it in. I miss my baby, so I hit them on the FaceTime. I need it all for them, so no, I cannot waste time. Facing these oceans, feel the water on my waistline. We trust the process and my only know it take time. You can get it, got no worries, I'm gon' make mine. Going global, I'ma get it out the state lines. Paying taxes at a more than what you make now. Different bracket, eating off a different plate now. For my wins, I need my ends. This life is real, can't play pretend. Came off the bench, I get it in, I get it in, I get it in. And for my wins, I need my ends. This life is real, can't play pretend. Came off the bench, I get it in, I get it in, I get it in.
Trade another day.
You know what? If it doesn't happen, and for some reason the charts change,
Little trade another day.
and tomorrow I'm the biggest bear out there, so be it.
You win some, you lose some, but you live to trade another day, live to make another play. You win some, you lose some, but you live to trade another day, live to make another play.
Little trade another day. Little trade another day. Little make another play.
Win some, you lose some,
But you little trade another day. Little make another play.
scared money don't make no money, scared money don't make no money, scared money don't make no money, scared money don't make no money. You win some, you lose some.
But you little trade another day. Little make another
Is
play.
it the bottom yet? I'm trying to buy out everything. Not gonna get upset. Just pull the trigger, let it bang. When I see a trade, I'm hopping in like a Uber to secure my future. Up early, just like a rooster. Eyes glued to the computer, looking for a bag or two. Market cipher on the screen, compliments of trading view. Now I know what I'ma do. Buy low and sell high. Even if you try and fail, at least you didn't fail to try. I don't wanna be the type of guy that let fear win. I'm the one that dive in head first and bust my chin. I know FOMO is a no-no, but I still get it in. Now I can't predict the future, but I know I'm bound to win. Later or sooner, I'll be the big kahuna. Cause I got big kahunas. I was not scared to get money, I took me some chances and now I'm the big kahuna. And if you scared, might as well get neuter. I'ma keep chasing my dreams. Wake up and mansion so big, I need a segue to get from wing to wing. Scared money don't make no money. Scared money don't make no money. Scared money don't make no money. Scared.
Good morning all. Yes sir, hope everyone is well, hope everyone is good. Let me make sure most systems go, everything looks good. A little bit late, my internet for some reason was acting strange, but we fixed it luckily. And yeah, all looks good. For some reason chat box is not working. Let's see if we can fix chat box. There we go. Now it looks like all systems are go. So Let's have a look what we got going on for today. Yesterday we had some nice downside movement on gold. Damn, I took a sell and I closed here, but shit, if I held, how could I know, man? 500 pip move, shit, man. Would have been sick though, huh? Would have been pretty clean, not gonna lie. But you know, you don't really know that stuff. My target was obviously towards the bottom of the range here, but seems like we did a lot more business here. So calendar today, Wednesday, what do we have? We have a bit of Euro news coming, German factory orders, nothing too much, only in about 5 minutes here, nothing too crazy. ADP today we have 5:15, and then we have some PMIs at 7 o'clock, okay? Seems like ADP is going ahead. ADP is going to be important. They're expecting it to be 28K, so they're seeing a little bit of employment change come through here, and then maybe we'll have an NFP this Friday. Let's see if we're going to have the NFP, if it's going to actually happen or not. By the looks of it, maybe not, but you never know, right? They'll always surprise us. So yeah, that was yesterday. Yesterday, solid day for myself. 2 gold actually paid yesterday quite nicely, 2 positions, so happy with that. Now let's see where we come. So we've hit all higher time frame targets. Daily support being tapped, 4-hour support being tapped. We're bouncing here. We're at 4-hour resistance. Daily obviously closed bearish after yesterday's heavy day. And now on 1-hour time frame, we kind of broke the structure. We're below this previous 4-hour support here, and on 15-minute we broke above it. So let's mark this 15-minute here. Today is a mixed session bias. We can look for both buys and sells. I want to see how important this 4-hour is here. It's been crossed through twice now. I'm only going to put this as a watch zone. So did you post this yesterday in Discord? Yeah, I discussed my entry, where I was going to enter, everything. I put it all here, so you can see when we were looking for it. Here's the trade. And then when I was taking the entry here, I posted that as well. Got triggered when I entered, looking at the same. And that was the idea here. I said maybe we'll see 30-minute S3, 5-minute stops could work, right? So that's where I put my stop loss. If you look at the position here, put my 5-minute stops here. Well, this is on a, yeah, that's, there you go, that's the 5-minute stops, right? Stops above the 5-minute high. And then when I got triggered, I got slipped a bit on the sell stop, though. You can see here on my sell stop, it was supposed to be right below this low, slipped a little bit. But you know, I risked 1.3k, I made 1k. It's what it is, right? Because of slippage. It's all good though. So coming back to the charts here. Why is that like that? Okay, there we go. We could see a sell below here to get back down to this previous 4-hour support. This is more of a watch zone towards me, for me, kind of around this zone here as well. We have a 15-minute here which we can clone. This one up here is more important, so maybe a close below here. We have about maybe 40 pips, yeah, 30 pips range that we can fill, and then look for continuation back down. It's a little bit tough because we've hit target already, so once target is hit, it's not always the best looking for it to continue down, but it's something that we could try to see if we can get maybe a move like this. If not, we're gonna see buys, but for buys I would actually like to see either something above this 4-hour support here, which is more important because we haven't closed anything above it. If we get a tight close, we can maybe try to squeeze this range here, which is about 17 pips. If not, then we have to buy above the highs here, which is going to be above 75,900, and then try to fill this range here, which is a much bigger range for buys. So let's see how it forms. 1 hour is about to close. We could get a doji close, and we have a 30-minute above the 4-hour. Yeah, but the goal would be to trade to that 30-minute. We also have a 15-minute there. I have it marked. It's the same thing, but you would try to trade to that instead of buying right. You know, you try getting a little bit early, and then if it fills the wick, you're already at TP. So it would just be a little bit sneaky. So yeah, if we're looking at what price is doing right here where we're at, we're kind of stuck inside this range. This 1 hour resistance we can change to up here now, and it's tough to try look from buys from the top back up towards the top of the range here, because we're just going sideways otherwise. I mean, it might be possible, but I have to be extremely bullish. And this 30-minute already played out as setup 2, but it failed at 4-hour support. So let's see how this candle closes here in 35 seconds. But the weaker it closes, the worse it becomes. So we'll have a look at this after we analyze DAX. No setup just yet. DAX, on the other hand, similar downside move, but this downside move happened in Asian session here, 4 a.m. Dubai time. Otherwise, we had yesterday's London downside move. We retraced 90%, most of that. We retraced 90% of the whole move during NY, and then we pushed down during Asian session here. So daily time frame here is still looking bearish, tapping into this kind of full support zone right here, where we can potentially see some bounces here, which the 4 hour is trying but failed. So we have a new break of structure on 4 hour, mixed session bias for now. And honestly, looking at where we are right now, the buys are a little bit tough here because we're closer to the top of the range. So I would prefer a sell, but we don't have sell structure just yet, right? We still have higher high, higher low. So honestly, if we get below here, it's interesting obviously for sells. But above that, maybe I can still be a buyer here, right? I can still be a buyer above this zone here. And I can look for supports from down here to continue back up. Or supports from maybe just here to continue back up. And try extend to this maybe previous 1 hour support up here, which would be my target for the day. So that would be it, right? And also below here, we would flip the 4 hour, would be quite nice. Looking at just GJ quickly, because GJ is pretty interesting on how we had the same dump as well on GJ. Daily closed bearish. Strong bearish close, rejected previous 4 hour support exactly. Mixed bias on GJ as well. And GJ could bounce from here as well. So we could see a bounce in the market overall. And then we just pick which bounce we want to play. So with GJ's bounce here, we're stuck at this little resistance here. It's very messy on a 15-minute. We don't have an LTA. So the only way I can enter on GJ would be to look for what? To look for a pullback down into this zone, maybe somewhere here. Anywhere in here. And then see a support candle form. And then boom. I can take some buys. I can take some buys towards the upside. And that's it, man. And that's it. That would be kind of the plan on GJ. Above was a little bit tough because we don't have LTA towards it. Setup 5 towards it depends. We're already pretty deep right now. So if we can get a setup 5, it would be okay. 1 hour close bullish above structure, which I don't like for setup 5, right? So we are rejecting this structure though, but we broke this structure. So it's 50-50. There's both arguments. You know, 30-minute is even closer. It depends on how we form. It's kind of, we can keep it in mind, but we need to see how it forms. We need to see how it forms. We are mixed session bias. So yeah, that's basically the plan. Gold closed deep here. We'll see if this candle closes below to give a setup, and then that's it. That's the plans here. So if you guys enjoyed the analysis, you know the drill. Leave a like on the stream. I would appreciate that. Get the likes up to 100. I would appreciate that. Hate to say it, but part of the game. I call it the YouTube business. You know the drill. So appreciate you all showing up. Hopefully it was all clear. So I have a question about yesterday trade. It was right. 4 hour support was right below. No, we had quite a bit of room to yesterday's 4 hour support here. We had about, if you look, this is yesterday here. We had, I think, about 20 pips at least minimum. So yesterday's 4 hour support, which was a previous 4 hour support as well, huh? It was a full old 4 hour support. Yeah, we had a lot of room here. So it's been crossed through twice, no reaction, a lot of room. It's just a watch zone. Yeah, and 22 pips, yeah. That's what I thought. So there's no issues with that. You have to just try a trade to it. If it's going to be a problem, you know, you can deal with it then. But when it's been crossed through twice, it's an old zone. It's not the current 4 hour support. I'm more worried about the actual 4 hour support that was down here. That's your problem. Right, that's where your problem might become. Not at something a bit older. Especially when all morning I've been trying to sell. If you guys remember, London plan was sells below here. Do you guys remember the plan during London? Who here in stream remembers the plan during London? All London I was trying to sell that. Who remembers? Or you guys forgot already? Let's see in chat. Who remembers that plan? One person? Great. Shows me you guys are fully locked in. So all you had to do is listen to the stream. I can't choose what time price decides to go down. I only trade in session. So finally in New York session, we got the push out of the range. We had a nice little fake out. I remember us trying to buy. We tried to buy here, but our original plan was here, right? Because here we broke structure. So we said maybe we can get a setup 3 to continue, but it never triggered us. So our original plan was to take a sell, and we actually had a sell stop. The first position we had that we didn't get triggered was a sell stop right here. Right? We had a sell stop right here open, waiting to get triggered, and all it did is consolidate. Then it went up. Then we said, okay, fine. Now we're breaking second structure. We can try to maybe buy above the highs. Again, then we had another order placed where? We had another order placed at the highs. Never triggered again. Then we waited, and all it did is consolidate. And then it punished anyone if you didn't go break even mid-session. This is not a time I trade, right? This is not a time I trade. So it did close below here, valid, but it never continued, just faked out. Ranged again, New York open came, and you could either just take this position, put stop loss above here with break even, and then just see what ends up happening. You can either do that, right? But then most likely you get break even, and then it pulled back here. Pretty heavy candle closed below, but then didn't fill the whole range, and then nice beautiful top wick. That top wick told you everything. Setup number 1, stop loss you can optimize here like the way I optimized it, and what I told the guys in the group here, right? Optimize stop loss. Where did I say? It was a bit earlier. So that was the trade, but we can see here, why did I manage to write that? 5-minute stop loss can work. Why? Because we got the nice top wick. So big top wick came, boom, give us 5-minute stops. And that's it. That's that same plan I took from London. That's why you have to understand, guys, that you stick to your plan, and it's not up to you what time the market wants to give you a setup. You just have to wait. If you start FOMOing, trying to get caught up in this choppiness, this is maybe where you lose. Maybe you're a buyer here, you lose on the buys, you try sell again, you hold your trade, then you maybe get stopped out with this candle here, and then finally you enter again, and then you get in profits again, and now it comes back to your entry, and you're like, shit, I need to close because I've taken a loss before, and then your original idea played out. Right? Your original idea played out. So you realize, oh shit, I was actually right, but I just messed up trying to get in too aggressively and not follow the original plan, and I lost in it. And then that's like a worse feeling. And sometimes you'll take the original plan, it will work out, but you still lose. That's fine. That's important that your plan won. But on a day like this, you just have to wait. And, you know, thankfully New York is clean these days and has been for a while. It gave you a beautiful close, not like London, just it would have been on the floor, or it would have just rejected back in the range. You know? And then you can take this trade back down. Now, obviously, I didn't hold the full trade here. I wasn't expecting a 500 pip move, but wow. You can see it was cooking. Like, the analysis-wise is great, because yesterday what happened is all it did is went down. You know? Any feedback on this? What is this? UJ, you're looking for buys here. You retested your previous daily resistance. You want to continue up here. On what? On the 1 hour time frame? So let's see where we are on daily, right? So daily, you're at a new high and then pulling back. We retested this 4 hour, we're at a 4 hour resistance. So that could be issues there. So we haven't closed yet above the 4 hour resistance. We tap this 4 hour here. Then we have this one up here. That would be like your target. Now you have a nice pullback. So I'll try look to get involved on this pullback rather than buy the highs at this time. So you want to see if you can get involved maybe from somewhere down here is where I'd be looking to get involved. Right, somewhere in this zone for that type of idea. Yeah, somewhere from down here. And if we don't reach down there, then you would take this with a higher time frame idea, but you run stop below the whole range. You can't run stop below here. Because if it's gonna retest, it's gonna retest my box. Right? That's why I either would want to be involved in here, right? I don't want to take this. Otherwise, this is just a session trade, right? So it depends. If you play it session trade, break of high, stop below, candle high, break even here, session trade. You're just taking it on a 1 hour. If you're playing a 1 hour higher time frame picture, kind of a set and, you know, leave the trade and see what happens, try to get all the way up here into these ranges, right? Then you have to run stops below the whole range here. No chance you will survive this if it pulls back. Any update about your Top Step account? Yeah, yesterday we took a, I think yesterday I had my biggest trade on my funded, right? Because I've been risking only, in the beginning I risked 0.5%, but I found that there's no point of that. It really slowly grows your account and there's really no point of that. So now I'm trying to build a buffer. I haven't decided how much I want my buffer to be. So I'm maybe deciding 3K, 4K, maybe something like that, at least to give myself room. But now I'm risking like, you know, $500 to $700 on the account. So a little bit over 1%. For me, it makes more sense. So yesterday I had a gold trade, but that's only the trade I've taken so far this month on my futures. If I can make maybe 2K this month, then I will take a payout. Because you have to remember, if your account is at 50K, right? If your account is at 50K and I grow it to 53K, okay? 53K. I'm only allowed to take a 50% payout. So that means I take 1.5K out. When I take 1.5K, that means my account will be 51.5, okay? That 1.5K is my drawdown limit. That is my drawdown limit. You know, so that becomes my drawdown limit. So that means I only have 3 trades I can lose and then the account is blown. So that's why I'm thinking maybe it's safer to make a bigger buffer, or I just play with that risk because the account is so cheap, right? Account is easy to, you know, for me, I can speed past them. So honestly, if I take a 1.5K payout, it's not bad. Return on investment, I invested $200 for the account and I make 1.5K. It's a no-brainer. So honestly, I have so many options I can do. So many options. So it's pretty fun. I'm just experimenting which one is the best so I can also help people and tell them based on my experience what I found was the best thing to do. So far, what I found is experienced traders, speed passing is best. Second thing is going to be once you're funded on those type of accounts, because they don't have a phase 2, don't treat it like you're funded, treat it like a phase 2, right? Treat it like a phase 2. And once you treat it like a phase 2, then at the end of the phase 2, if you pass it, you get a payout. So that's the best way. If you're funded with FTMO or something like that, and you're still not the most confident trader, still maybe a beginner trader, then it's worth to risk 0.5%. Especially if it's a bigger account like 100K, 200K, you can risk 0.5% because you've had to go through phase 1 and phase 2 to pass. It's a much longer process than something like a futures account, which is 6% profit target and you're funded. So there's a lot more to lose. There's a lot more to lose with that. So you should be safer. Is my plans valid? What's different in your plans compared to me? If 50-minute candle closes, for example, instead of a candle, can we put it above 30R? Maybe what? If 50-minute candle closes below, for example, instead of candle, can we put it? I don't understand the question. Put what above 30? What is it? Below what? Why wouldn't you put it above 15-minute candle? Show me on a chart, I'll have a look. This is fine. Fine. I had a plan to buy above here as well to see if I can get to here. Let's see this other one. Plan here, you're looking for buy setup 2 is not bad. That's also my plan. And then below there. Yeah, cool, man. Same plans. If you have same plans as me, then my feedback is going to be that it's the same. So it's better to use high risk to pass the account than low risk to build a buffer once you pass. Not low risk, normal risk. Normal risk, but high risk to pass the account is only if you have the skill. Like, I only tell that to people who've been in the group. They know what they're doing. If you don't have any education, any people to tell you if you're doing things correctly, then it's gonna be messed up because you're just gonna gamble your way to failure, right? It's not an excuse. Tradesharpe clips, just check, I made an account for you. Oh, sick, man. So how it works with those accounts is like if you generate a certain amount of views. So I used to have a WAP clipping account and I would only pay for a video that generates 2,000 views, right? So video that generates 2,000 views, then you get paid. That's how I used to do it. So how's that going? I'll have a look after stream for sure. DM me on that profile to put it above here instead. If this 15 closed below, but this 15 didn't close below. So if the 15 closed below, then yeah, my stops would go here anyways. Right? I already generated 2,000 views per video. You're making 2,000 views per video? Also check the email. What email, man? What email address did you use? Don't tell me, but you know, is there a name on the email? WAP engine? Oh, no wonder, bro. That will be flagged as spam. If you are using WAP in your email and you are not officially from WAP, it's gonna be flagged as spam. Looks similar price action on gold to yesterday. Possibly. We're in not too far off zone. Yesterday was up here. We're just like a step lower. We have the same LTA, same LTA. We'll see if it wants to break. Can you see my NYC open trade? Was it the 50-minute candle closed below? I said it was great. I replied to you. Curious how we have same scenario GJ gold DAX. I know, right? I know. See if there's any fundamental what's been going on that front of sites. Check here with news and stuff. I haven't actually read this morning. See, something has happened with trade deals and stuff like that. Supreme Court case is literally life or death for our country. So this is gonna be, oh yeah, here's that's the tariffs, right? We had this morning. So this is important actually. We have some BS going on this morning. Donald Trump will work very fast the second term, wielding dominance. What time is this? This is gonna mess up the markets. We need to see what time this court hearing is at, man. This is gonna mess up the markets when they're speaking in court. Hi, which do you think is better in your opinion, funded pips or top step? They're different. Funding pips is a Forex prop firm, and top step is a futures prop firm. $30-minute close above 30R, S1 or S5 for Wickfield. Thoughts? Bro, I'm really sorry, but I'm just super confused the way you're speaking to me. It's like cryptic. I have no context. You're telling me not what pair. I like 30 what 30-minute. I have no idea. I really have no idea. I have no idea. You have to give me. I can't read your mind. Because S1 and S5 cannot come together. There's no such thing as an S1 and S5 together. S1 is a continuation, S5 is a pullback. And then a wick fill. How wick fill? What pair? What pair is he talking about? Gold. Which wick fill do we have? This? Ah, this one. Now I understand what he's talking about. Yeah, that's, you know, Wick. Yeah, you're right. Your feedback is correct, Mark. Your feedback is correct. We also have a 1 hour resistance right here that we close below. I mean, like payout policy and rules, most prop firms are the same, man. Their rules are just all done in different ways, but ultimately it's the same, you know, difficulty. Any thoughts of Forex gurus that have only big wins on offline, then when it comes to live trading, just many losses or small profit? Yeah, it doesn't make too much sense to me, you know? It doesn't make sense to me. Why offline everything is great, you know? Unless they can prove, right? That's the difference, right? If they're just showing the aftermath, doesn't matter. Like with me, when I take a trade, I share with it. Like yesterday, I took a trade in New York. So I'm not on YouTube on New York, but I'm active here. And I talk about when I'm going to, how I'm going to enter, what's my plan and all of that stuff, right? But if they're just showing the aftermath and it's massive wins, it doesn't make sense to me. Or it recovers a loss, doesn't make sense to me, you know? Like for me, recently, like this is the only time that it's acceptable. But the one you're talking about, I notice a lot of gurus, it happens to them all the time. But for me, recently, New York has just been performing way better than London. You know? New York has just been performing way better than London. So for me, a lot of my trades are coming in New York, and London is just one win, one loss, maybe one win, one loss, maybe no trades. It's just how it's been. For me also same. Yeah, it's normal. Markets change like that. So that's how it is. Did you take win in London yesterday? Saw it on your story. That's the trade we planned in London, if you remember. Right? If we planned that in London, but it came in New York. The setup came in New York. So we planned gold sells yesterday, London. But this setup came, look at the time. This came at 5:15, man. It's 11:21 right now. So we had to wait 6 hours. 6 hours for it to happen. I don't like this straight push, no pullbacks. Where do you live? In Dubai. Check the company email as well, followed up. I can actually go in my email right now and see if I can find your email. Bro, but you put your profile picture as WAP and you put your name at gmail.com. That's not a company email. I made a fair deal plan for you. I'm gonna have a look, man. I'm gonna have a look. The only way that I'm gonna look. The only way that you get paid from clipping is per video if they generate above 2,000 views or 1,000 views, depends. So I'll have a look after stream, don't worry. I'll probably speak to you on Instagram then. 6 minutes for this candle to close. Quite a beautiful candle. Liquidity grab towards upside. We'll see where it closes. 50 pips at the moment. 5 minute has great structure, you see, like this. So the next 5 minutes we kind of wanted to close, either this closes like this and then the next 5 minute just closes below. Yeah, this is a good close. If it closes something like this, the next one closes below, should be good. We'll see. What about gold in platform? Is it more difficult than another? What do you mean by platform? I mean, if your platform has very high spreads, it's gonna make it difficult, right? I know how TikTok payout works. Insta one is same or different? No, that's just a clipping. Bitcoin will drop under 100K. We need to retest 100K a few more times probably. then we're going to see if we can hold this. Otherwise, yeah, we're going to come to 95. We're going to come to 95. So as long as we hold this zone here, it's not looking the best. You know, we have broken this support. Once we got this break of this support now, we can look for these lower highs to continue. That's what I told the guys in webinar. We need to change structure here. Once structure is changed, not good. You see this break of structure, this candle here, that's telling you game over. As soon as we break structure here, so now if we keep holding this lower high, it's going to come down to 95k. So let's see. I do expect maybe us one more dip down to 98s here. We haven't really tested 98s too heavily. So I would see one more dip to 98s. You can see one more dip. If it comes below and doesn't reject, we probably reach 95. So give me a sec, just need to put something on charge. 1 sec. I might invest in gold, miss my point at 3,000. That one time I see how bearish phase goes now. Invest long term, or you're just looking for like a trade? I'm in a gold sell at the moment. Good luck, good luck. I'll be joining you if I see this candle close below in 3 minutes. Sure, man. Yeah, exactly. Plus, you know, we're very close to the 1 hour here. We have a lower high here, a lower low. We might make another lower low here. We already tapped a target previous 4 hour. We're not breaking 4 hour highs. You know, 30-minute setup 2 basically failed almost. John has the info about the Supreme Court situation. We'll start 10 a.m. EST. Okay, cool. Wednesday, about 7 hours from now. Yeah. There'll be no ruling, but the questions asked will cause massive reaction and indicate how they might vote. I'm not sure if anyone knows when this ruling will come up, but it's a big one. I think the next NY session, not wise to trade. Yeah, as long as we trade before 10 a.m. Eastern. You know, I think it might be interesting before, afterwards. Yeah, but thanks for that, man. Good information. I found a super funny video in my camera roll from 2021. I said, I put $1,000 into, I was making a series. I said, I put $1,000 into this account here and I'm gonna see how I can flip this account with meme coins. And there's no video after that, so I know what happened. That's the last video of that account. You know, that's the last, there's no video after that. It literally full hyped. I put $1,000. Let's see how much I can make with meme coins, and then no other videos. I'm like, where's the continuation? I was interested to see if I made money. Nope, no other video. That was the only video. I'm like, all right, great. Do you use trend lines? The downtrend on gold is still there. I don't use trend lines, but I can definitely see the downtrend. Looks like we're not closing below here. We're struggling at this support here. 5 minute is doing a change of structure. Maybe. I mean, it would be tempting to buy to try get back to 1 hour with this like sneaky 5 minute change of structure. It's just so, you know, now we have this 30-minute resistance here as well. It's just hard to do that, you know. It's hard to do that. It's weighted on both sides. And it's also closing below 5. Let's hear what DAX did here. DAX as well closed above. So DAX is better here for a buy, right? So if we get a change of structure on DAX, could be better. We don't really have a... This setup is not enough just yet without this bottom wick. Need a deeper one, right? Because this could just roll over, right? Remember, we're at a high. Look, we've had the push already. So if we want to start to reverse, it's going to happen from here. Only problem now on gold, I have to wait another 15. Let's see how it goes. I think it's going to be choppy until New York like yesterday. I hope not, man. That sucks for London, you know. It makes it feel like it's my fault, but it's not my fault. Maybe I should stream New York. What do you guys think? How many of you guys would show up for New York? I want everyone, though. If I switch to New York, would you show up? Because last time I did it was not as good. Do it. Remember the numbers last time? Yeah, that's what I thought, right? No one showed up. London, please. How about Asia? No, unfortunately, Asia I couldn't do. Europe is just lacking juice recently, yeah. It is something fundamental, man. We're just not getting any, you know, Europe juice. Anyways, something to consider for sure. We could do something. Actually, you know what could be fun is a full mix. That would be cool. A full mix. Like Monday, we do one on, one off. So maybe Monday we do New York. Tuesday, London. Wednesday, New York. Thursday, London. What time would you start streaming in Dubai? That's the problem, man, because we have NYSE as well. YouTubers will be confused. That is true. That is true. We have to think it through. We'll see. Because New York has been clean, man. I've been enjoying New York, man. Don't forget, guys, 200 likes. Pip Labs giveaway. Join my girlfriend, father's, and mother's account. Appreciate that. For me, I think you kind of figure out a session even though there are differences month to month. I've kind of got used to London over the past years. I don't do well in NY for some reason anymore. Interesting. Yeah, of course, you can just sit through it month to month, you know. But just for people to see, you know, because they think in NY I'm doing nothing. But that's where most of my action is happening these days. Were you guys? Yes, we were. But it didn't close below, right? How's spreads now? If you look at the biggest traders on YouTube, they're trading you in the long run. It will only be as beneficial. Yeah, but London is very good as well, man. I've done so much success. You can't, like, people have to have to realize that, like, how much damage I've done in London. Like, it's been insane, while New York has been difficult. It's just market cycles. But I'm thinking, since I know it's a market cycle, is there a way that I can just, you know, switch up for the time being? Because I'll still trade London. I just want to know, what do I have to do to reach a leaderboard? Do I have to trade prop challenge? Normal. Anything you want, it will register. It doesn't matter. When I found you at the start of 2025, streams were popping. Easy 1,000 views. Yeah, we were at like 900 viewers. It was fun. Nice to have new faces. Hype every day. It was good. But people don't remember that time. You only remembered for the last thing you do, right? London has become the king of consolidation. You can't even scalp on 1 minute. Yeah, it just needs a little bit of changes. There are some great setups as well, right? There's some great setups as well. It's not been like miserable, but it's just not as consistent as NY has been recently. That's the only difference. So if imagine we didn't have NY to compare to, we would just have to get used to what London is doing. Because there's been some good moves, but I mean, if you look at yesterday, it wasn't the best because it just ranged all session. But then NY was great, right? And today we're just a bit stuck. So that's the problem. If it gets out the range, London is great. London is great when it gets out the range. Spreads look good on DAX finally. Let's see if we can get a close above here, change our structure on DAX. We have about 3 minutes, 2 minutes, 30 seconds. This candle would close above. That previous 30 worries me a little bit though. If we can't push through that. That's where we retested. Yeah, John, exactly. That was kind of like their decision maybe. Buddy, you got Discord? We have a free Discord group. We have the exclusive group as well. That is a paid Discord. Free Discord is just, I have it for you guys. There's some resources in there. If you want to see some of the trades, I post them in there. Some trade recaps. If you're looking to take things seriously and actually join a community and get access to all of my content and courses part of it, and speak with me daily, get my feedback, all of that type of stuff, then that's in the exclusive group. That's not in the free Discord. I can link you that so you don't ask me any questions. Those who watch the stream I've heard a million times. Here's the group to that. Yep, I'll post it for you. Anyone interested? There you go. Do you have any videos to help us mark support and resistance? Yeah, it should be called support and resistance strategy, right? If you go to my channel, you scroll down and you look for anything with support and resistance strategy. This one here. Price action strategy, this one concept, this one here. I'll link it for you. Save you time. There you go. So 5 minutes for this candle to close below. And gold wants to push up here, but we're stuck at that 1 hour resistance. So DAX could be interesting on a close below. Aren't you trying to scale up your top step? No, I would just add another top step account instead of scale it up. I am building the account, yes. So I have a buffer. Four minutes, we'll see if this shit wants to close below. I don't like all of these wick rejections, so I wouldn't mind a deeper close below. But where's my line? I used to have a line here, it's disappeared, right? Used to have some sort of line here, I remember, otherwise I'm going crazy. Does anyone remember I used to have a line? Where was that line from? Maybe I didn't have a line. Oh, because I'm on DAX. Yeah, I am going stupid. It was on gold we have the line below. There it is, yeah. Stupid me. Looks super similar. All markets. What's GJ? GJ pushing up or pushing down during this? No, GJ's pushing down a little bit. Mixed, I would say, you know. If GJ could get above 248, we could see some upside potentially. Potentially some upside. If you trade CFD, how come you got a futures account? Because it's GC1 moving accurate or cleaner? It just moves slightly different. You just focus on one or the other. So in New York, I mainly trade on my futures account. I mainly trade YM, which is US 30. Setup 2, let's see how the 5 minute has formed. Not with this resistance here, it could give us issues. Look for a 30-minute setup 2 on GJ, unless we close above here in the last 1 minute. Then I'd be interested. I wonder if we could fill this wick here. We'll have two 50-minute candles closing bullish, but no 30-minute. So my decision is either I try to fill this wick or I buy above it. Let's see how the top wick forms. Not top wick, sorry, bottom wick. Could be interesting setup to fill the wick and see what happens. We have room. Let's see. We have to close above the 5 though. 15 seconds has to close above here. Then I want to see a nice bottom wick come down and then potentially breaking the high. I'll look for entry with stop below the low. Hopefully it doesn't push too far last few seconds. But a good strong 15-minute close is not bad. So this is where I want to see a bottom wick here. I want to see a bottom wick. It's important. Because I don't want this just to retest, fail, and then start to come down, you know. So let's see if we can get a good bottom wick. Yeah, I like this bottom wick here. Yeah, this is what I wanted to see. So I'm gonna give this a shot here, breaking this high. So that's my plan. Breaking the high. If the 5-minute closes back in the range, not gonna be valid. But this is why I wanted a bottom wick first. Imagine it broke the high first and then you're stuck in this. It's a very difficult scenario to be in. So now I can avoid all this drawdown, and if this 5-minute closes back in the range in 3 minutes, then I know it's not going to be a good setup, right? It's just faking out. So then I'll just wait for the 30-minute close and look for a buy above the previous 30, right? Because remember, the sell option is still potentially open here in 12 minutes. If this is a liquidity grab and this starts to flip, it's just going to be insane confirmation for us. Both ways we get kept safe here. So that's going to be my plan, right? So let's see, it doesn't look like it has too much bullish pressure, but this is nice if it liquidity grabs down. You can see how the 15-minute will look beautiful here. Liquidity grab, then flip. And we're basically taking it just as it flips, but giving it a little bit of room. Isn't it better to wait for sells? We have a lot of wick rejections here. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 wick rejections here. Struggling to go down. Struggling to go down. And now that we have two 15-minute candles closing bullish, 5-minute change of structure as well, higher a low on 5-minute and a higher high, it can make sense here for some sort of buys. Right, so that, but I just wanted the bottom wick for extra confirmation because it could just fail, but we wouldn't have been triggered because I'm waiting for that. I'm waiting for that bottom wick, which we got now. So if it fails, it's not going to bother me. Yeah, it's going to be boring because I'm not getting a trade, but it's for the right reason, right? It's the right reason I'm not getting a trade, because otherwise I'll have to be sitting in all this negative. That doesn't mean I can't take sells as well, right? So the only option here, we have about 1 minute for this 5-minute candle to close. I need to see it close thunderstorm. It's possible, but I need to see it close thunderstorm. Weak 15-minute candle, not really, because look at the size of the bottom wick on this candle. So although the body didn't close as strong as you would expect, it's still double 15-minute candle closing bullish. So if you put these candles together, it's pretty big. Plus, look at the liquidity grab it has, and you have to look at how the lower time frame is formed here with a change of structure. So that's why it made sense. It's not showing me weakness. This is a very good volume candle here, but that's why we waited for bottom wick, to avoid this. Now it's coming down. It's okay. If it fails now and it closes like this, then it doesn't matter. 10 minutes to London Open. That was my hope, right? That we get triggered and then we get the volume leading into London Open. But now it's getting close to London Open. So let's see how this closes here in about 6 seconds. It could, I've seen it on DAX last 6 seconds close up here. So I'm still leaving my buy stop here for now. And we haven't. So have to delete it. Didn't do what I wanted it to do. But we have to be thankful that we have these rules. Otherwise, this could have been a bit nasty. Bit nasty, and you know, we're holding all this drawdown. So now I'll probably wait for the, I don't know what I'll wait for, because if I wait for a 5-minute candle closing bullish, then it's only 5 minutes to the open, which is a little bit scary. So now we can see what we can do here. Open trade in DAX if 50-minute candle closes below. Yeah, if we get a chance, that's only how it works. It's not really about the setup. It's more about, do you get a chance to enter? So we'll see if we can get the chance to enter. How many people are new in this stream? I want to see how many people are new in this stream. Write a 1 in the chat if you're new in this stream. I want to see. Oh, these are all OGs sitting here. Let's see if anyone is new here. Seems like we got all OGs. Okay, we got one guy. Few people. That's a lie. Jay is lying. So Jay shall be banned for lying. Hide user from this. No, I'm joking. The Eastern is lying. He will also be banned. All these guys are going to be banned. Now everyone's just lying. Been here since 8 months. Respect, respect. Aviation is going to be banned. 2 weeks is not bad. 2 weeks is not bad. Type number 2 if you're an OG. Yeah, how many people here are OGs? Now watch the chat go mad. All OGs now. Type number 2. Let's see. 3, damn. How to stay calm and collected when you see a setup play without you? Well, did you miss it? That's the problem, right? Did you miss it for some reason? So you're not supposed to stay calm if you missed a setup that you planned. You're supposed to feel pissed, but you have to learn not to take action on that. It's okay to feel pissed off, like it's not a crime, but you have to make sure not to take action. This could close above here, man, and then we have 5 minutes to open. What a situation. What a situation, man. Do I take it before open or wait to the open? I feel like it's smarter to wait to the open at this point, because then we can get a 30-minute candle close above here. I can try get in on the open. I know it's harder to get in on the open. But now the 5 looks like a good close here, man. Shit. We could have better stops as well. 25 pip stops. Especially if the 5-minute candle closes above the 30, it's even better. These are like, this is some of the toughest decisions to make. Because this is like you're damned if you do, you're damned if you don't type situation. We close right at as well. Wow. I think I have to make the painful decision to be like 5 minutes to open. I can't do it. I can't do it. I have to wait. Do you only trade DAX? No, I trade gold, Forex pairs if I see any setups. I used to be heavily trading GJ, which GJ might set up in 4 minutes as well. So let's keep an eye on GJ here. Yeah, GJ is looking good in 4 minutes. If it can chill for 4 minutes, it looks good. Nice 50-minute candle close, bullish. 17 pips for 12 pips stop loss. Yeah, I like it. So hopefully GJ can chill for 4 minutes. This stupid. Anyone know where to buy these mouse cables? Don't know why they don't seem to sell these mouse cables. Seems like there's a year and a couple of days count. Yeah, I'd say anything past 3 months count. There we go. What is gold doing? I want to see gold get above the 4-hour support here. Buy wireless mouse. It is a wireless mouse. But the problem is the cable for, what is it called? The dongle. I think it's faulted because it keeps disconnecting. Yeah, man. Yeah, I do. Yeah. 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 Cable. Yeah, yeah. Yeah. Working. Because I mean, if I plug it into my PC, it works fine. But, you know, you want it right next to the mouse for that headshot accuracy. You know what I'm saying, you know? Need to destroy the noobs, you know? Soon vacation vlog? No, I'll do a Dubai vlog, but not a vacation vlog. Vacation vlog we'll do when I go on vacation. Not planning to go on vacation anytime soon. I have work to do. I'm glad we didn't take this. Get stuck in this range. But I don't think there's going to be an open setup. And gold looks like it's pushing through. If it can just chill here for just 1 minute, we have room to trade to here. If not, it's going to be really hard. It's just, this is such a big candle last minute. Because I don't mind taking this setup. We have good 5-minute structure. The problem is if we reject resistance here. 60 pips is not crazy. It's only up there. And we have a big clean candle here. The only issue we have is if we tap this resistance. GJ as well setting up. Yeah, GJ is deeper here though. I like gold because we have the setup. GJ, if we take break of high, we only have 6 pips. It's kind of similar to gold, but at least we have 5-minute structure on gold. I mean, it might fail and not close below, above, and then we have to take GJ. So let's see. So let's see if gold closes above or not. Then we can have a look at GJ. Gold is below. What is GJ saying? Wow, GJ as well, I think, closed below, huh? No, GJ just above here. Interesting. Let's see how DAX has done here. 15 closed just... Oh, wow. Everything closed right at, huh? Everything. That's so interesting, man. Makes it hard. GJ has an opportunity. If the 5-minute closes bullish above here, it has an opportunity. Wick fill. We can fill the wick, but I want to get above this 5-minute resistance so we don't come all the way down here. If I just buy the flip. It closed above for me. Did it not close above on broker? Let me check on broker. Yeah, it's above on my broker. Spread's a bit high here, man. 1.2 pips on GG. A little bit higher than I like. Entered a buy on gold. I didn't have any bottom wicks here. And it closed below my previous 4 hours. So not valid for me. Would break my rules. 100% no bottom wick here. No chance to get in. So I would have broken my whole trading plan by doing that. And end up losing profits long term. See if this wants to close above here. Can we hold open trade if ranges have, because yesterday 1-to-1 market hit and still dump without reject? What do you think? Depends on what pair. Holding open trades is a risk, man. Spreads widen, everything goes a bit crazy on open trades. So it's definitely a risk. For S2, on what situations can we put SL below the second candle that closed instead of running it below the wicks? If we have 5-minute structure. One minute, let's see if we close above here. Yeah, we could go below where I put this line, which is key level as well. If it can close above here in 53 seconds. I need at least a bullish candle close on the 5 to even consider a buy without having a close above. So without even a bullish candle, it's going to be tough. Oh, it did close last second bullish. See how we cope at this resistance. So I want to see it tap this resistance, reject, and then maybe I can get in above. So I want to see some sort of rejection from here. Then I can get in above that high. The high of the rejection. No rejection, push straight through. Interesting. Oh, something happened here, man. Look at the size of this candle. I wonder if any news was said or something. We'll have a look on the juice in a minute. Nothing so far. Any way we could have entered gold? No, it's just no bottom wicks, straight pushes. Do you think I should hold it more? Not for no reason. You can trail on 1 minute if you know how to do so. If not, close, because you've had no 1 minute pullback. So at some time there could be a 1 minute pullback. You can try leave a runner if you really believe it is gonna continue up bullish. You can leave runners if that makes financial sense. You know, but we did hit a target here, so I don't disagree with your close. It's a good close. You don't want to be greedy just because it's pushing fast. Apparently GU has an S1 going on. Yep, there is a GU S1 on a 5. S3 on the 1 hour. That's a nice S3 on the 1 hour actually. Actually, there's a nice S5 here. GU is a good pair. What's biased today? Mixed, yeah, nice. You not consider this one, Murray? Four-hour bullish. You're looking for sells today? But sells from retesting what? Right, because we didn't really retest something towards the upside, so you could also argue buys, especially with the 4 hours, first 4 hour candle closing bullish since back here. Well, back here technically. So maybe a bounce can make sense. Especially if the 1 hour is telling you with the change of structure. All here when we were going down, no change of structure, no change of structure, boom. something different. Then we got the change of structure breakout. I knew if I lost, I would only say 1 4-hour candle close bullish. Probably not. And don't assume. Right? Now you're just putting words in my mouth. It doesn't matter what I say. Take what you want to take, right? Who cares? I won't with this change of structure. And then you have this 1 hour pullback. You have, because look at your stops here would be either below the whole range here, super safe. Here you have a 1 hour structure. You're not just taking a straight breakout. See, instead of you wait, there's a big pullback and then you're catching from the lows of the move. I do believe that this is a, probably a pullback to potentially continue down further. But to sell, I would have actually, if you sold the lows here and on a 1 hour would have been worse, in my opinion. Wow, GJ did well. There's some sort of push here in the market, man. I think GJ was the option instead of last minute, the 5-minute close bullish. I wanted to see a rejection to allow me to put a buy stop because it just started pushing. You see this 1 minute just started ripping. So I wanted to get a buy stop maybe somewhere here, like a pullback and then a buy stop. No bottom wick on GU, by the way. This broker has. If yours didn't, then makes sense. Has a bottom wick here. Let's check on broker. I have GU open. Hardly enough. Oh no, I was talking about you being in this position here, not the setup 3. I would have, if I was trading 1 hour, I get triggered on this one. Stops below the range here for 16, 17 points. Not a 1-to-1 yet, but I would have been triggered on this when it broke the high. I had to hold all that drawdown. I now wait for the setup 3 because you don't know if the setup 3 is going to come at the time, right? You're trading a 1 hour. 1 hour candle closed above. You have a 1 hour structure here. We close above. We broke the high. I'm in. So this candle here, I not part of that. I'm holding all this drawdown, stop below the range. That's it. Because this broke the high, so and it broke on my broker, so I'm in on that one. I wouldn't have got the setup 3 because I would have been triggered by then. Can't really predict a setup 3 to come. Yo, brother. In London, but like, if you look at New York yesterday, it will give you a close multiple times, look. Then after the close, the volume comes in, right? You see? We get these closes here. There's like multiple chances of closes. This is DAX, but see? You get a close here, you get a close here. Even DAX and Y, look at yesterday, how many closes, then push, right? Look at this simple one here. Close above, yeah, deep bottom wick, then pushes. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I think GJ was the option today, but instead of taking it on a 5 close, you just take it maybe, I mean, break of high I was considering, but break of high I just don't like because we have so limited range on the 30. So I was really trying to get in on the 5, but I think you just impulsively take it where this yellow line is. As soon as it just breaks this structure, you go, you know? Yeah. I actually wanted to see something like this. I wanted to see it come up, retest here, then come down, and then re-break it. Then I would have been confident to fill this wick. Yeah, I mean, the 1 minute looks good, but that's that, you know, I wanted to see it push up, then come back down. But this is the thing is, we just had a market push. Something happened because gold did the same type of push, and they're following each other. So we can't say that we're going to get that every day. So it's something maybe to consider, like, hey, is that an anomaly or not an anomaly, right? Yeah, we had this same candle. I don't know why we're not seeing anything on financial juice. Maybe now it's, oh, there we go. China bans foreign AI chips from, oh, that's what it did it. Okay, interesting. Forget the time here because financial juice is delayed. We don't get real-time data. Yeah, we have. Yeah, of course. Bro. Shouldn't be taking SNAS. True. Didn't. Don't do any. I wonder if we can take this setup too here on DAX. We made a lower low here. We pulled back. 1 hour time frame closed bearish. 30-minute time frame closed bearish. 50-minute time frame closed back in the range, respecting the highs now. 5-minute time frame, 2 minutes to close here. We retested, nice little liquidity grab. Maybe breaking below here can give us an option here. 1 minute change of structure. Yeah, I think if it's gonna go down today, this is gonna be the best shot. At least to retest this support. Where can I get away with stops? Above here I can get away with. But it needs to close back below this 15 line here. It's pretty important that. We need to engulf this previous 5-minute candle. So we'll see here, last 1 minute. The only threat we have here is this previous range, yeah, which we just tapped. That's our only threat, but it's a 5-minute range, and I have to rely on the 15 potentially here. We might close below it, which will make our lives a lot easier. So let's see if we can get a top wick here. We'll need a top wick. All right, perfect. Just what I need today. Thank you. It's a great opportunity. That just literally dumped straight down. I had no chance to even say my name. If it can flip up now, we still have a chance. But if it starts pushing like this, it's just so hard to get in. I mean, if it flips up now, we have a chance. But otherwise, it's a bit hard to get in. So if it can just flip up here, make some 1 minute structure, which we don't have, there's a chance. But if it pushes down any further, you know, it's taking up our break-even zone, you know. So let's just see. If we can just get a little bit of a 1 minute structure and then a reflip. Or is this just gonna push straight? No top wick. I mean, I'd have to press the button 1 second before the close to catch that one. Yeah, not even getting a 1 minute pullback for me to get the entry, man. Frustrating, frustrating. But tap target as well. I mean, if I zoom in, I have a nipple wick, but it opened down, like I would just be triggered way lower. Like I had to press it a second below. How much is a 1-to-1? 38? Where's 38? Yeah, basically filling this wick just a little bit below the wick. I mean, it's not over yet. It's not over yet. We have this 15-minute close potential in 7 minutes, but now, you know, I have to wait 7 minutes here. Could dump heavily. I could try to fill this wick here, but not without 1 minute structure. Not without 1 minute structure. So I need to wait for something like this. Wait, wait, wait. What? Mr. Tuta, it is. If you gave me a chance, I'd be in. On this one here, it was nice. I appreciate you guys. 200 people here on stream. Appreciate 200 people showing up with me daily. Pleasure to have you guys. But once said if DAX would more, it would. Why not enter and be more? What? But once said if DAX would more. I don't understand. You need to rephrase that a bit. If DAX would what? How can I enter if it opens down? I can't get in, right? Right? I can't get in if this thing opens down. It's very difficult. Yeah, but how? I would be entered here. I'll be entered here. It does matter. It does matter. What if it enters you and then goes in? Yeah, yeah. Yeah, I got that part, but I'm saying it's not a, yeah, it's not a good idea. That's what I'm trying to say. For me, it's not a good idea. Because when I literally have the order ready, I had it ready, but when it opened, it just opened down. Like I couldn't even place a sell stop. I had to press it 1 second before. That's the only way I get in. We need this 15 to close. This stupid mouse, bro. It just doesn't work anymore. Don't know where I can buy this freaking cable, man. Maybe the battery's low. Man, now it's not working. So much for $150 mouse. Court hearing will be 7 p.m. Dubai time. Yep, thanks, bro. Maybe it's out of charge and I'm being a dumbass. $88, come on, man. Full charge. DAX is ranging for now. No, so the mouse comes with a cable, and the cable connects to the inside a USB port, and then that cable connects to another transmitter, and then that transmitter lays on your table. But the cable that connects from the transmitter to the USB port in my PC is, you know, is faulty. Yeah, it's because of that cable. Once I replace the cable, it'll be fine. Just need to find where to buy it. All right. Ranging here on DAX. Same plan is going to apply. Same zones for buys above here. 15-minute candle close, sells below if we can get a deeper close. So I'm happy to take a buy if we get something like that. Would be good. Now for gold, if we can get a pullback support creation, we can take these buys back up here. If not, aggressive buys would be back above here with a close, okay? That would be your aggressive buys. Now to sell gold right now, it's not crazy. It's a little bit crazy, but there is a world. But that world, I would like to see price close bullish, next one close bearish. Then I would be a seller. If not, I don't like being a seller right then. Now on GJ here, it's gonna be similar thing here. But basically the move has played out. You could look to buy above here a little bit later. We'll see how that ends up forming. But unfortunately, gold did not give us an entry, and then now DAX is ranging. On the good news is my broker spreads have seemed to calm down. So that is good news for me. Doesn't affect you. I think the only option looking back today was to go a bit more aggressive on GJ. As I'm building confidence back with GJ, it's just nice to see this come back, but I don't know if I can trust this move because the market had this big jolt. It happened in gold. So what if we didn't have that today? Would it have failed? We need to still experiment before I'm 100% back on GJ, but I think the entry on GJ would have been like something here like this, just impulsively have a buy stop there. As soon as it's 5-minute close bullish, boom, get triggered by that buy stop. So that's what I'd be looking for. And yeah, appreciate you guys showing up as always. Pleasure to have you on stream. I do appreciate you guys. Much love. Have a good rest of your day. Any New York updates, I'll post what I take. And be careful with some of the speeches today later on. Again, appreciate you showing up to stream as always, guys. Take care. Trade sharp. And hopefully catch you guys very, very soon. All right. Much love. Peace. Cheers, guys. Cheers.